and be able to take an advantage and then push that advantage for more. And then you've got a team that also knows how to be able to move around the map and draw things out when it's to their advantage. That's a very dangerous combination, right? They can win early game and push you out real early, or they can win late game and draw the game out for as long as possible for a fortunate scenario for them.
Well, this is all very interesting, gentlemen, and I've learned a lot more than I ever thought I could. But for now, enough of our thinking and planning. Let's go ahead and see what these pros are going to do. We're ready for the draft. Bring us in, boys. Evil Geniuses versus Ad Finem. And let me remind you there at home, one of these teams, these Titans, is going home at the end of this game. It is going to be a bloodbath. Ladies and gentlemen, Batrider and Alchemist, fan down.
All right, what about the Warlock? Is he coming?
Anti-Droid, Warlock?
I don't know. I think he's going to slip through the first round of bans. I think he will get picked up. The Fatal Bonds have been phenomenal so far, but I don't think it's uncounterable.
Yeah.
Again, we saw Riki be really, really helpful in stopping the Warlock from getting off all his nonsense.
Yeah, that's one thing that Kat talked a lot about yesterday. Oh, you're wrong, Annie.
All right. Well, time to quit.
But a lot of people were talking about, you used to think it's Warlock as the big the drop in the rock, but it's the bonds and the interaction with like a Morana that completely blows up a team that people have been talking about lately. Mod packs. This is your time to shine, baby.
Snake.
Snake? You think Snake coming out here?
No Veno bans. They've removed the IO and Skylark's Batrider, but now we will be getting the Skylark Darkseer.
We've been waiting a long time for Darkseer. I mean, he's been consistently banned out in this tournament against certain teams. But
especially at Finem.
Right. Kappa, you've been saying that a lot, right?
I'm trying to think how Darkseer first pick is... Why is it so favorable?
Remember we talked about it because we were saying how if you went for that Venom strat and you had a heavy pressure of a dual lane with let's say a Darkseer +1, which is probably the heaviest dual pressure, that might be one way to counter out the IO and not give the space to actually allow that jungling. But I mean, Oracle's a good pickup against those Ion Shells.
Yeah, certainly. The Oracle's huge counter to that, and they don't necessarily have to go down that Venomancer strategy, right? So opening with the Darkseer, fortunately Ad Finem are comfortable with the Darkseer, so it does feel it fit into their wheelhouse. But if this was any other team, I would say that first picking Darkseer does not seem like a good way to try and preemptively pressure a strategy that may or may not come, right? I don't know. We'll have to see. The Darkseer is pretty already heavily countered. So you've got the Nyx Assassin as well as the Oracle, both very strong heroes against that. Ad Finem, though, you knew there was going to be a roaming hero of some kind because Ad Finem are so good at it. Spartan on the Earth Spirit, maybe next time on the Riki or Bounty Hunter. So they're always going to try and pick up some sort of roamer. Seems like Riki is probably your best bet when facing Oracle because he's got that disruptive silence.
Yeah, and I think he fits better with the Ion Shell than even Bounty Hunter has some, some positives with the Juggernaut and whatnot, but the Riki permanent invis is pretty damn handy.
All right, Annie, what are you thinking so far about this draft?
I'm thinking Ad Finem now open themselves up to a really great Madara Lifestealer pick. The Darkseer Ion Shell is going to be great. Riki as a vessel just going in, I think that can be a lot of damage coming out. But Lifestealer has a pretty low win rate in this tournament so far.
He is pretty good against Nyx Assassin, though. I think you're right that it's a great combo. I'm mostly just worried about the fact that EG has Oracle versus Darkseer, because if you're not playing it the correct way, it's very easy to shut down a lot of Darkseer's advantages in lane, which is mostly the fact that he collects gold easily with Ion Shell. So just using Fortune's End to slow that down can make a huge impact. It may just force Darkseer to jungle. I guess that's one way that you can try to avoid it. But it could be impactful in a couple of stages too.
I think they might jungle. Generally, we'll see jungle to level 3, let the Riki sap bottom, get him a couple levels, then come up with the level 2 Ion Shell, and then start the pressure together.
Yeah, it's definitely possible that way. But then you're lacking Riki in terms of his lane support, and that could be too detrimental in a lot of ways.
In which case, Ad Finem may have to consider a matchup that is more favorable in the mid lane if they know they are not going to be having that Riki in the first couple of levels.
Yeah, so it's a good time to ban out something like that Medusa and stuff too.
He can't even just sap 2 and then go mid. Something like that can be hugely impactful just to have an extra skill point. Either Smoke Cloud or Blink Strike or whatever, just when your opponent doesn't expect it.
Outworld Devourer is still in the pool right now. We make it through second round of bans, and he's still available. Both teams probably like to snap that up.
The thing is that Evil Geniuses don't necessarily care too much about OD because they already have Nyx Assassin in their hands.
Yeah.
And then they also had first pick going into the second phase, which means that the Lifestealer, despite it would have been a great pickup for Ad Finem, it also would be really good for EG with Nyx Assassin. So Ad Finem actually had to be the ones to ban it away.
Yeah, and with now the Jug and the Lifestealer removed, we have the Oracle, but sometimes you'll see like the Oracle plus that position 1 that's generally good up against the Iron Shells. Of course, Healing Ward, and then even the Feast for a little bit sustain's always been pretty solid.
Kunkka pick great here for EG just because it helps you catch heroes, especially against Darkseer. Very difficult to stay survivable if you can X him back. And at Finem feels they have to respond to the Shadow Demon. That way they can at least keep somebody alive past the X-Torrent combo.
Yeah, at Finem, Madara's second most played hero this month has been the Luna, and the Shadow Demon combos with it so fantastically. Is that something
Yeah.
at Finem want to go for now?
It's definitely possible. I mean, they opened with it, I believe, one of their drafts on the first day. So it's pretty straightforward in that. There's very high nuke damage on EG, and it's very stun-based, so buying a BKB would be fantastic for Luna this game. Could definitely be a great pickup. But is it going to be good enough in the laning stage?
Yeah, and then, well, I think they see that coming too, right? And they want the OD because of the illusions, right? Like,
Oh,
double call
breaking it in, guys.
I mean, it's very impressive. You called the Luna after the Shadow.
they already have the Oracle
Incredible.
too.
Let me have this.
I'm
Slack.
sorry, please. Sorry. All right, so in a way, pretty standard draft from both teams with kind of this current meta right now. All right, you're gonna see a lot of OD versus Luna versus Shadow Demon. You're gonna see a lot of that stuff. I think really the most cool stuff is the Darkseer Riki. You don't see that too much. That's the Ad Finem special. What are you thinking about for these last picks?
I mean, they got Oracle, so that's not a huge issue, right?
Darkseer finds a way.
EG gets the last pick of this draft, which I think is huge, just because Ad Finem's already lacking a lot of things, such as disables. They've got silences, they've got some mini stuns and disruption and stuff, but EG has so many nukes, and they also can save allies with OD. I feel like Ad Finem's pretty on the back foot in terms of late game catches, for example. Maybe Ad Finem's laning can be strong, but I feel like EG has the upper hand right now.
Well, last ban coming out from EG. Anything that can completely destroy their lineup, boys?
I'd almost consider it just a classic thug hero.
It's a
I'll
shit!
get rid of the Viper.
Jesus, Slack.
I think maybe like a Puck just could be solved for Ad Finem. Obviously, it's going to limit you in terms of tempo, but when it comes into like someone to combo with that Darkseer Riki, that is a ton of AoE control. Obviously, it is a little bit all in, so.
If there
but it's
wasn't,
best of ones.
yeah, if there wasn't the fact that Nyx Assassin was there, I would really agree with you, because I do think they need a tempo controller. You have a Darkseer in your off lane, you already have the Riki as a 4 position, so you have the opportunity to be able to win lanes and then go from there, but you need an active hero that makes things happen for you, because right now you don't have this hard initiation. That is one of the dangerous things about Darkseer, is that he is a slower hero. Luna is not the fastest carry in the world. She can give you some good pushes around 20 minutes, but you really need a hero that fulfills the 10 to 20 minute requirement, where the lanes are shifting and you need to be able to find pickoffs and kills. A hero like that.
Too.
What
Yeah.
about like Morana or something?
I
It's
think
countered by
That's
Kunkka,
pretty.
I think Mirana, and if they want to play it slow, they could pick up Invoker and increase their push strat, but Mirana feels like the most obvious pickup despite going up against a Nyx Kunkka.
Yeah, Marana is going to be Thug's second most played hero this month. Invoker is the 4th most played for at Finem.
Gracious.
I think that guy looks like Saksa.
Absolutely.
A little bit, yeah.
I thought he was.
Oh, it's Madara.
Whoa, jeez. Are you sure it's not Sasuke?
Who
Have you
knows?
seen them in the
I
same
saw
room at the
Sunspan
same
here.
time?
Maybe.
I did see Sunspan.
Maybe he brought him
Wait a second. Oh, God. The conspiracy.
Can't go anywhere without my Macedonian on payroll.
Macedonian bodyguard over here. Okay, so we got our last pick coming up here. Outworld Devourer. I also like that Outworld and Nyx are on the same team. I think that's kind of neat. They can't blow them up that much, that classic counter. Purge, any idea for this last one?
They gotta have a tempo hero, I think. Something that can do decent against OD, can possibly do early rotations, because right now Ad Finem's really lacking damage outside of Luna ulti, and Death Prophet's something that can control that. It can do decently against OD, it can take a lot of the focus in the team fight. Once he gets like Yules, maybe BKB, he's mostly covered. He's not going to have as many armor problems as Death Prophet normally has. And she can actually rotate for ganks, because right now they're just so limited on things like Iron Shell in the early game and Riki damage output, which is really such a low amount of damage.
That's a ghost.
It is a ghost.
Yes.
I think it was a good pick.
Well,
It's
she's
a
technically
ghost.
not dead. She just has ghosts.
That's not correct.
It's a hero that can do well in this matchup against the OD, and gives them this incredible amount of pushing power. They are still lacking a really strong form of initiation.
True.
So it means that 10 to 20 minute window is going to be, I think, EG's best opportunity to take control of the game and stop this 5-man death ball from Ad Finem.
Seems like a lot of pressure on maybe next time.
Yeah, exactly, right? He's got to make a lot happen, I think, for the first 10 minutes of the game. And then, but if they can get past that, right? They get to 25 minutes, they start getting some of their stat items on the Luna and Death Prophet.
Oh,
they can
boy.
easily just 5-man into pushers in the world. But they did get a fast farmer in Sven. If they can control the Ancients, he will be online with his Blink Dagger, Echo Saber, Helmet Dominator combo by 20 minutes,
And
right? So that's about the time the pushes are going to come in.
And he can absolutely kill the DP. And now she has to worry about physical damage output as well, which is going to make her life a whole lot harder.
And what's her
All right,
save,
all right. Very interesting.
Disruption.
And as much as we have to talk about the game, we got to get into it. So I want some real quick predictions. Give me an A if you want Ad Finem, and give me a sorry if you want Team Evil Geniuses. Hit me up.
Sorry.
Ad Finem.
10 seconds
Sorry.
remaining.
Hey, feeling the Ad Finem here today. All right, you guys all ready to go?
5 seconds remaining.
Casters? Stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crowd out there, we ready? You damn hosers, we good?
They can't-
Yeah, they're ready. They know. All right, well, let's send it on over to our casters over here, Mr. Zyori and Mr.
Prepare
Grant
for
Grant.
battle.
Thank you very much, Slacks. An informative panel per usual. Grant, we've got a good draft here. Best of one. It's all on the line, buddy.
Yep, one game, one moment, and that's all it takes.
Absolutely.
EG versus Ad Finem, haven't seen him play that much. We know twice.
It's true. And luckily, EG banned out the Alchemist, so we're not going to see them get out this game. But some interesting drafts. How you feeling here coming into this, Grant? Do you give an advantage to either side based just on draft?
I think you give I think EG, like they said, they have the hard carry, the Sven, who's going to farm super quick, be ready for the death problem when she wants to push in, but first time we've seen Darkseer, everyone's batting it versus Ad Finem, except EG.
Yeah, we've seen it first banned against them every single game so far except for this. So it's certainly a comfort hero. They've got some amazing team fight. I think it combos really well with the Riki Maru also. You've got two different forms of silence with the DP as well as the Riki, and a lot of options. We'll see EG start as a 5-man squad, but unlikely we'll see a first blood drawn looking for these initial bounty runs.
Yeah, we've seen in the North American region especially, Sven has been picked up, NP, EG, even FDL with Beezla playing it. They just love this hero, and it's a great last pick for him. That's exactly what they needed, someone who keeps pace with the Death Prophet.
Yeah, no doubt. Universe on that Nyx Assassin looks like he'll be headed to the off lane here. 4-man shield to get things started. We've seen a lot of Nyx love this tournament as well. It's a hero that can definitely put on a lot of pressure. Combos nicely when you have somebody like Sven or Kunkka or even the Fortune's End from the Oracle to help set up those stuns, because it is indeed a skill shot, Grant.
Yeah, exactly. And Mana Burn, I mean, scales the late game is just an overall good hero. I think the biggest thing this game is going to be how Death Prophet lanes against the OD. Sumail definitely, probably the best middle in the world. And he's going to be put to the test against Spirit Siphon, great skill.
Yeah, one of the best players and also one of the best mid heroes in terms of 1v1 matchups and just pure lane dominance. I guess DP can handle it pretty well. The changes with Spirit Siphon, she can sort of sustain through it, but it'll be a tough mid matchup.
Yeah, she did go with the Carrion Swarm first, so she's going to be in a little trouble. This last hits by Sumail, but cool down.
Looks like a fairly standard lane setup though. 1-1-3 from both sides. Darkseer in the off lane, Nyx Assassin in the off lane for the Dire. And everyone else just farming away. What do you think in rotation-wise here, Grant? This is one of these games where we see a lot of rotations mid. Well, we'll put some pressure on Universe, but Shadow Demon Riki is kind of an interesting support combo. Certainly not one we've seen yet this tournament.
Yeah, we're going to see just Crit is going to try to stop the offlane. I don't think we'll see many rotations until possibly like level 2 or 3, and Crit, just going to purge him off, purge off Iron Shell, of course. Oracle, extremely good versus Darkseer, always takes on his Iron Shell as well as his Surge.
Yeah, absolutely. Purge, a very important tool against that hero. Kunkka for EG, looks like they'll just be stacking, farming, working in the jungle. It's a tough off lane for Universe here, though. He's getting zoned out pretty hard. He's gotten very little experience, and this is one of the drawbacks to the Nyx Assassin. I mean, he is keeping 3 heroes in this bottom lane, so, knowing where the supports are definitely has some value. Sumail can feel pretty safe playing aggressive in the mid. But Nyx is a very XP-reliant offlaner here, so this slow start could be a bottleneck for EG.
But now, luckily the lane is pushing to his side, so he doesn't have to go to the jungle. Didn't Iron Talon either. He did go for the 4-man shield, meaning he can't really just go into the jungle right now, and they have an early ward down. They just always see him and be in a little bit of trouble, but luckily, like Purge always talks about, level 1 poison is not that good anymore.
Yeah,
for zoning people out, just not.
Yeah, it's just not efficient. We've talked about it a lot. The mana increase and damage decrease just makes it a shell of its former self, at least in these early levels. It'll be interesting to see how the Shadow Demon changes his build. Maybe we'll see some more love in that Soul Catcher, as we did earlier on in the tournament. Looking at CS in the mid, it's actually surprisingly even. Sumail getting a slight lead here, but it's really not by a hell of a lot.
The thing with OD middle, every time you Astral Imprison someone, you want to get at least 2 CS out of it while still damaging him. You don't want to... Early levels, I mean, you don't have early auras, so you run out of mana, but once he has his bottle, then it's all good. You just throw him under a hill.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. When OD is forced to use Astral defensively, that's how you know he's not living the dream. But in situations like this, I think he's a pretty happy OD in the mid lane, at least for now.
Yeah, both teams are just playing their game. Tri-lane versus off-lane. Both sides, and middle lane, both are just farming. No early rotations at all.
Yeah, I guess the disparity, though, is in the off-laners. Darkseer definitely having a slightly better time, at least in terms of experience. He's found his level 2, working towards that soul ring. Looking over at the Nyx Assassin universe, still stuck at level 1 here as we come up on the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, we've seen he just keeps trying to block the creeps, bring him back, but the pole lanes are both open, so it should be very rare for him to get any experience.
Now, do you think for the ad Finem supports, like, is there a moment when they should stop zoning the Nyx and try and rotate mid to pressure the OD? As long as DP is trading relatively evenly, I guess it's still the value play to make sure the Nyx is completely zoned.
I think they could do it at any time, but it would be pretty obvious if there's not a Riki hitting you every time you get close to the creeps. And it's pretty obvious he's gone, and Sumail shouldn't die to even like a smoke gank like that. It's going to be rough rotations for both teams because we don't actually see tri-lane versus off-laners that much anymore, so it's pretty obvious when a rotation comes.
Yeah, that's true. Most of the games we've seen have been a little more chaotic in this early stage. More teams doing a 2-1-2 these days rather than that classic 1-1-3. And also not surprising to see maybe a slower early game coming into a best-of-1 elimination. Generally speaking, teams will be a little more conservative when it's just one game. You don't really have a high margin for error. This is it, man. You're out of the tournament early if you lose this. So certainly understand why these teams are playing very conventional, very safe, not taking any undue risk early on.
That's good. I like at Finem's actually controlling both runes. They always have the Riki so he can save it for death probably needs, and then Darkseer, I mean, Crit can't really fight him one-on-one. He can purge off his stuff, but he still loses that one-on-one fight. So it's good rune control early for them. Yeah,
no doubt. And one of the great things about Skylark here on the Darkseer, you can stack camps, the Ion Shell, farm it up, and even just a level 1 Ion Shell, it's slow and steady, but at least this Darkseer can find something, and that's where this Nyx falls a little short. Sort of like Clockwork Syndrome. Mid lane, though, we'll see some initiation, disruption, defensively used, and looks like no real blood will be shed. Riki up on the high ground, giving some vision, looking to scout things out. They drop the Sentry Ward for Radiant. They know Riki's clear. They go in with the silence, but Sumail still pretty healthy.
Yeah, it's good. Universe sticking around a little bit there, and, well, Crit's actually just chasing down the Darkseer. So far, so, yeah, we see the rotation, but nothing comes out of it. No hero really felt in that much pressure. Shadow Demon just helps Death Prob, and Universe just helps Sumail.
Nobody below 50% HP. Crit's doing a really good job putting pressure on this offlane, though. As you mentioned for Oracle, you can counter the Darkseer in some ways, but you have to be very careful with that positioning. And now Riki's starting to rotate up, and maybe they'll put some more pressure on Crit as this double stack in the hard camp goes down for Skylark. That'll find him level 3, and he's got a fair bit of gold saved up, almost 1,000. Yeah.
Could be Mana Boost, but no, there's a Soul Ring. I think the biggest thing, Oracle is still just got level 2, but the thing is, once Sven clears stack, Oracle will stand by, get some of that experience. Sven likes experience, he just wants gold most of all.
Yeah, no doubt. Riki getting a ward down here, some vision to see what the EG supports are up to, maybe scout out some of these rotations. Good spot for a ward at this stage of the game.
Yeah, but now because of that rotation, like we saw from bottom lane, plenty of experience even for just the Nyx Assassin who can't just go to the jungle unless he has an Iron Talon, which he does not.
He does almost have enough money, though. He's soon to be level 3, so some options will open up for him. Sumail getting a bit far forward here. Smoke Cloud and the Disruption at the same time, but now he pops out. Spirit Siphon, that's a first blood for Thug. You can hear the Greeks going crazy as they pick up the first kill of the game.
And there we go, just no sentries down middle for Sumail helping him out, and they have one there. It's a pretty easy rotation. After the lanes break down like that, like, Universe can't be like, oh, bottom's missing, because they never went back bottom. It's hard. That's the good thing about a Riki. Always plenty of vision.
And there's the man himself, Thug in the top right corner. Quite the experienced DP player. Solid win rate on this patch. And,
Crit, in a little bit of trouble.
Yep, here we go. Initiated on by the Riki. Torrent on the backside connects on Thug. And that'll stop the gank. Front and center.
That was one of the few times you could actually see Crit knew he was getting body blocked by Riki. A lot of times when you're like just running away, you don't look at your hero, but you can tell he did. Middle again.
Yep, Sumail in some trouble. It's a 3-on-1. TP on the way. He's starting to fall quick. Crit Swarm connects. There's the defensive Astral. He'll stay alive for now. Kunga as well as the Nyx Assassin make it in. Now they want to turn the other way. Riki caught by the X Torrent. Follow up Impale, but they don't have the damage despite having vision. They do keep Sumail alive, however, and that is certainly a victory for Evil Geniuses.
And they kill the middle observer ward with that sentry, so it works out. They might have gone to kill Sumail, was way too low. He didn't want to go back in, just died to a swarm.
Yep.
So good rotation. Sumail was full HP. That's an extremely hard kill to get when he is just.
He's also got
talisman and wand.
Yeah, wand and bottle, so a lot of ways to survive there. Riki now getting close to level 4. Maybe next time. He's had a pretty good impact on this Riki so far, if I don't say so myself.
Getting runes, scouting out possible ganks. That's a good thing. They don't really have like that Riki counter until they possibly get a gem. And it's good. That's vision. I mean, I know PPD, formerly VG, always talked about you always want one vision hero, and Riki, definitely one of the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bottom lane, though.
Yeah, here we go. Madara caught by the X with a torrent combo, not on point. They know the Riki's here. There's the Stormhammer from Arteezy, and this Riki is done for. A 1-for-1 overall.
Could have very easily been a 2-for-1, though. Just one little mistake, and you don't want to make those in a best of 1.
It's a 1-0. I meant it's tied up 1-1.
Yeah.
Sorry. So
Oh,
my mistake there.
And Universe still very underleveled, though. 3 on the Nyx. He's going to need he needs to find levels. You need to be level 6, because that's their vision hero. They need him to go scout around everywhere.
It's so important for the Nyx too. Once he hits level 6, just being off the map can intimidate your opponents. They have to think twice about where is the Nyx, where could he be when they make these rotations. When you know he's level 3 at 8 minutes, you're just not scared at all. You know Nyx, if he's off the map, he's probably just desperately farming, trying to recover. Arteezy now, he's got the HOD on the Sven, level 8, of course, going to be stacking up some Ancients here. Nothing too surprising about that. Ancients are going to be a big deal for both teams this game. You've got Luna on one side, Sven on the other, so we should expect both these to be stacked a lot. And
we just see the Riki, though.
Yeah.
Riki, he will always know if they have stacks. If they're not doing that, and they actually spot him out. They have the Observer Ward and the Sentry, and now there's a ward behind her. I think they saw him place that ward.
I think so. It should have been in vision. No Dire heroes nearby. They're just farming the Dire jungle for now, as it looks like Finem will rotate down bottom and maybe take out this tier 1. Zai straight away gets the counter ward, but now they initiate. Yeah, nice deny.
Take away 100 gold from a support. That's good. And now they're just going to push bottom tower. We already see Death Prophet. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to fight into Eclipse and Death Prophet's ultimate? Probably not this early.
Yeah, unlikely. Possibly EG could try to push the enemy's tier 1 in the off lane. It looks like they'll put a little pressure on the lane with the Nyx Assassin, giving him plenty of space. But end of the day, it's just a sacrifice tower. Spartan on the Shadow Demon will find the last hit there and get a little bit of extra gold going his way.
I think killing that bottom tower is big. It opens up the Dire Ancients, though. So now they have to be a little more scared when they take it. They could smoke through lane or smoke through the river.
Yeah, that's true. There's still that tier 2 standing in the bottom lane, so EG will have an access point to get in if a fight starts there, but certainly a good point. No stacking for the Radiant yet in terms of their Ancients. I'm curious what build this Luna is going to go for here. If she prioritizes an HOD, or she just goes into something a little different. Yeah.
I think probably just Aquila Dragonlance, just tank up. You know, I mean, she's actually their frontliner, which is a little bit scary for them, yeah, but they just want to siege. They have Shadow Demon Luna, one of the best sieging combos in the game. They are going to get this HOD creep.
Little Satyr.
Uphill, gets the hit.
Very nice. Mid lane, looks like a rotation coming in. Sumail, he's going to get squeezed here. Maybe next time the mobile ward sets up the disruption. Madara now on the way in. They'll hit him with a lucid beam, and there is no way for that OD to survive. Great setup from Finem. The combo gets them yet another kill.
Yep, they are rotating as 5 while EG's farming. I think we saw this in their first series they played, and EG just out-efficiencies you, even though you are, getting these kills. But
or are they, Grant?
I think it's these early towers.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. That's we talked about it on the panel a lot. That's the EG style. Instead of getting behind and feeling that pressure to come back with kills, they feel that pressure to come back with more stacks, more economy, and just work that map a little bit more efficiently. So important for Universe now to be level 6. He's also got his Arcane Boots. This could be a turning point for EG in terms of coming to these fights.
Oh, and they see maybe next time. They know there's a sentry there now, and they're all going to back away. Maybe.
Need to be careful. DP with an invisibility rune, it looks like. Riki coming up to high ground. Universe now vendetted up. They'll drop down another sentry. Stun on 2 from Universe. Now the boat comes in. This could be bad for Finem. They'll find 1 kill on the Riki. Disruption buys Thug a little bit of time. But now the Astral the other way. EG still with a lot of reinforcements here. Crit comes up from the low ground, joins his team, and it looks like both sides will just start to disengage. Just a 1-0, but EG squared up 2 apiece as we approach the 12-minute mark.
That could have been a lot worse. Arteezy actually war cried first and didn't have enough mana for the stun. If he had a stun there, that would have been another 1 or 2 kills. So good disengagement. Finem only lost 1, which could have been a lot worse, and EG's committing a lot to these sentries, which they have to.
Yeah, you have to control that Riki. Luna and Sven farming very comparably right now, Arteezy with a small advantage of a couple hundred gold, and there's a pretty big disparity growing across the mid laners. Sumail now been ganked a couple of times, TP being part of those kills, and she's got a pretty decent advantage, about a 1k net worth edge over the Outworld Devourer.
The good thing is once OD does get his 4 staff, he won't be able to just get solo killed by the Riki or anything. They'll have to commit a lot more than just a disruption and a smoke screen.
Up top, Beetle maybe in some trouble here. Luna in pretty deep, no friends nearby, and it's just a bunch of chain stuns. I think Madara is done for. That's a freebie.
Yep, he's really tanky though. Treads and a Greylands and Aquila, but a big kill. Farming that close to a tier 1 with nobody on your side is pretty risky.
It seemed like EG almost thought that might be bait at first. They were a little hesitant to initiate on it, and then they went for it, and
there it is.
Works out very nicely.
The Echo Saber, 1 God Strength, 1 attack, half your team's is dead because of how under-farmed they are. Shadow Demon, 1.3k net worth, right down there with Oracle.
This is where it starts to get scary. I mean, Ancients haven't really kicked in for EG yet. We haven't seen Arteezy come and take that big, massive stack, and he's already #1 on net worth. That kill on Luna swaps things a little bit, and he's in a very comfortable position all of a sudden.
Ooh, Treads on Riki. We've been seeing a lot more phase boot pickups. I mean, just more HP. They just need to tank the initial burst damage and AoE.
Yep. The Treads maybe a little more efficient if you can get the swapping going on.
It's a good thing. Nyx actually caught up. We saw him at that level 6 gank. He got that double stun in that fight. They won. And that's huge. He's level 7, almost 8. Now that he has invisibility, they have to be careful. Oh, there's a stack. Not the biggest one, but a ton of gold.
Got a triple stack there, I think.
Yep.
Double Wizards, 1 Drake. Still pretty good. Totally worth it. Pushes him even further into the lead in terms of net worth on the Sven. The other great thing about this HOD Echo Saber build is they're just early items that give Sven a lot of damage in the here and now. If they have to fight, he can certainly come. It's not some sort of, like BOT type build where you're looking to split push and farm. He'll be in great shape there. Now the mech comes out on Darkseer, another big pickup for Finem, maybe adding a little more to their team fight.
Yeah, it is funny. The Helmet of Dominator, it makes no sense, but it gives you 20 damage out of nowhere. Morbid Mask, Recipe, I don't know, just here's 20 damage.
It's an intimidating helmet, Grant. You put it on and you hit harder.
20 attack, yeah, alright.
You just hit harder. That's how it works, man. Don't question it.
Interesting. EG grouping up a little bit. They haven't really pushed tower. Looks like they might try to, they see a lot of people bottom. So they're like, oh, we're just going to pressure middle. What are you going to do about it? You can't all TP at the same time. Probably a free tower. They're going to go tier 2 though.
Yeah. The tier 1 mid. Big tower kill for EG. That's one of the main access points to try to contest Roche, can try to contest Ancients. And I don't think Finem will be able to easily knock down this tier 2. They could deploy the Exorcism and bring it down, but EG do have some time to react if they want. However, it seems they may just sacrifice
it. Surprisingly not, but Finem's scared because they all left the map. They have no vision of EG. They could be anywhere.
And lo and behold, they are farming their jungle.
Yep, now they see, they actually see Nyx top, so they might just go for bottom. Because Nyx showed himself.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. You think of DPS as pushing here, and it feels like seldom that you see Exorcism used actually for objective. It's such an important cooldown now, and it's such a long cooldown.
You have to use it for the fights.
You have to use it for team fights, and then it's just about follow-up objectives. We'll see the DP go phase boots straight into the Yule Scepter. Nothing too crazy about it. Slightly squishier build, but that mana regen goes a long way.
And the Yules, you just cast Ghost Thirst of them in the air. They're hitting everything, and you're fine.
Yep, great item on DP. Riki now level 6. Of course, he has Tricks of the Trade, but wow, Universe. After that slow start, he's got 15 minutes, Blink, and Arcanes.
Yep, that's huge control with the Carapace. He can Blink in, obviously stun up the DP if they need. Once he maxes that out, that's huge.
Yeah.
And because how Finem is playing, they want to push uphill, but if he gets that Aghanims, good luck for that. Nyx uphill, not fun.
Looks like Yasha on the way for Luna. Probably a Manta style inbound.
Pretty standard.
Still thinking about Radiant Ancients, and I don't think they've been stacked once yet. Just taking it easy.
I think they're nervous. They don't. If you stack them and you don't take them, if you just give it to Sven, like, oh wait, well, we just helped him. Yeah. And he can take it much quicker. They have better fighting. Well, here we go. 5-man smoke. They see one.
Oh, they want to jump.
Scouted it.
It's broken. Crit will back up, but Thug walks right into it. Universe pump fakes the stun, looking for an opening, but has to blink back defensively as he sees more enemies inbound. Arteezy gets set up on. Now they turn the other way. He drops the stun. Defensive after they've deployed the ults for this. Madara pops the Eclipse. Thug pops the Exorcism, but they will not find much out of it. Now maybe next time Blitz forward. They want to find a kill here. Tricks of the Trade helps reset, but EG doing a great job disengaging. It's going to be really hard for Finem to find any of these kills, and they just used a hell of a lot of cooldowns, Grant.
Yep, they might still push in the middle, though. They can with the Ghost Up. The biggest thing I don't think they knew, Sumail had the 4 staff, so they put him under. They committed a lot. They're like, oh, they already used OD, their one escape, and they're fine.
Oh, God, he's about to lose his ultimate. He gets stunned up by Arteezy and Universe and drops so fast. That's the power of the Echo Saber right there. Insane burst damage with the God Strength
And they
on.
can go Sven. They're right. I mean, they can go into Roshan. They're right there. God Strength already popped.
No
That's
Exorcism,
great.
no Eclipse, no Demonic Purge.
The trade, no nothing. That's
Easy.
The thing. They really committed so much to after that OD. They're like, well, they already imprisoned. They can't do anything. Sumail force steps them back. They just win a. Well,
Maybe next time he jumps in. He's looking pretty speedy. Tricks of the trade, buys him a little bit of time. There's the dust, and this should be a dead Riki Maru. Astral
Sumail takes it.
secures the kill. No problemo there. Easy peasy.
Sumail, so
But Brent, they're still coming at Finem. They want to contest this.
I don't know about this. They're not expecting it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, he puts them under before he gets the vacuum wall off.
Oh, Sumail with the big play. Now they send it up the post. Skylark still gets off the combo, but it doesn't matter. They obliterate him as he comes out of the Astral. Great reactions from Sumail there. And now it will indeed be an easy roast for EG with yet another hero in the grave, and still no ultimate.
Yeah, that's all because they had that ward on their own hill. They had the observer. They saw him run in and boom, put him under. And so that could have actually been terrible. If he clipped him with the wall,
Yeah.
that could have definitely been a team wipe just from that alone.
Could have bought them the time they needed to get Thug back into the fight. Even without the
still
ultimate,
going.
he can still do some damage. EG, they finally bring down Roche. They get the Aegis of the Immortal. Now Universe, he finds a stun on one. Follow up, Fortune's End. Do they commit for this? Sumail taking some damage. He's got the Hurricane Pike,
Wow.
and they'll just disengage.
Crazy. That Finem really wanted to contest it. That was a long Roche fight just because his, obviously, God Strength wore off. They couldn't really just take it, and they kept annoying him. But they get it.
I mean, it was a good call from EG to go into the Roche pit there. Maybe a little bit risky, as you said, without the God Strength. They don't have a medallion or any kind of minus armor to make it a very fast Roche at this stage of the game. But you can just see the Ad Finem lineup. They're so reliant on these ultimates, especially that Exorcism. If you know for sure that's not coming up anytime soon, you're going to be much more aggressive in terms of taking objectives or maybe picking fights.
Yeah, but now we see the death row. We saw how quick blows up. All it takes is one stun from the Nyx assassin who has a blink, and his Eul's useless. He just gets double hit by the Sven. He's just dead.
Yeah, no doubt. It's hard for the DP. How do you think she should itemize now? I mean, do you want to go into armor against Sven as something like Shiva's, like kind of AC type items? Do you want to go raw HP? What's your best bet here?
That's what you see a lot of either Bloodstones or Shivas. I assume one of them. It could also be a Force Staff. Try to get away. Like if you have the vision of Nyx, he's the only one really stopping you. It's really up to him. If they think they want it, yeah, it really is.
Not
Here
an
we
easy
go.
call. Another 5-hero smoke from EG. Looks like Universe working on a fourth staff, most likely. Suppose it could be a Dagon, but I think mobility tool a little more likely
You
here.
never know.
You never know, indeed. It's a good tool against Death Prophet, having that burst damage. She's already dying quickly, so that could be the cherry on top. Madara trying to kill some stacks. Universe comes in, he misses the stun. Astral on the Shadow Demon. Madara still in a world of hurt. Arteezy hits him with the Stormhammer, comes in, gets that double attack from the Echo Saber. He needs this.
Invisibility
There's an
rune.
Invis rune. Madara, he might have just fished his wish. Can he get away? Universe blinks forward. They've got the Sentry. It's not enough. They still found the Shadow Demon kill on the backside. Oracle getting credit for that. It's a 2-0, and it looks like they'll be able to clear up 1 or 2 of those last remaining Ancients. Huge rotation from EG there.
Yeah, but they fought at the Ancients when, well, there just wasn't, they knew someone was there. They saw the Shadow Demon run up there. They're like, oh, he's probably sitting behind the Luna, and they found both of them.
Yeah.
EG just playing methodically. We did see him. They went down 2-0 to eHome, but I don't think there's any doubt these are probably one of the best teams in the world right now. And Anti-Mage putting up a good fight, good early game, but now items are online. Arteezy is easily the most farmed. Yeah.
Blink Dagger up on Arteezy, so he's got a lot more initiation power. Up top, Ad Finem sort of posturing like they want to split push, but very hesitant to commit to anything. Instead, they'll just concede the Tier 2 tower mid. EG only 2 towers down. Tier 1 standing in top and bottom for Ad Finem, but not too often you see that. Tier 2 mid down while the side lane Tier 1s are still standing.
Crazy, and we see the 20-minute gem, perfect timing for EG. It just turns nighttime. That's the best time to get it, and they have it. So this Riki becomes a lot more worthless without a blink dagger.
And other item pickups here will indeed be that Force Staff on Universe after all for Radiant. Not much item progression since the things we've talked about. Mech on Skylark, Yule's on Thug, and that Dragonlance Yasha on Madara. Aside from that, not too much progression. Looks like he will go into the HOD now on Luna. Try to stack up those Ancients, get a little more armor going his way. And of course, that extra damage grant.
Yep, needs it. It's going to be rough now. I think EG, because they have that gem, they control the entire map. Not many wards down for them, actually. They have that one deep one by the Tier 2. So we'll see anything, but no one's even close to there.
Yeah.
Besides that, they're...
Interesting ward spot.
Yeah, see the chicken, like, what's that doing?
Looks like some more dire Ancients getting taken out here. Maybe not a big stack, but Arteezy still farming very nicely. He's up to 3,500 gold on this Sven, so kind of curious where he transitions.
Got to either
BKB.
be Crystallis or BKB. I believe he would have already got Crystallis, so he wanted that. Probably BKB. I really hope he doesn't do the Moon Shard. I have seen my experience of being up in a game, buying a raw Moon Shard, and losing the game.
Yeah, I think we've all been there, Grant. But look at this cute little play. They've got the ice armor from that ogre that they took over the HOD, so making Arteezy even more survivable. He's got 9 plus 33 armor right now with Warcry on it. Pretty ridiculous how tanky this Sven is. And remember, that DP ult is physical.
Exactly. That's what I was just remembering, and this Sven last pick actually is huge. You have that. You maybe an Assault Curse actually on Sven as well. Now that I think about it, get that more armor, and DP's ult really does nothing at that point. But it is a BKB.
Very safe, very safe. Again, best of 1 elimination. You got to play it safe. This is not the time to take that risk and go for the Moon Shard.
3 of them.
3 Moon Shard build. I love it. Oh boy, up top, Ad Finem. They took out that tier 2 tower, so there is some split pushing going on. EG got the bottom tier 1, now putting pressure on the bottom tier 2, but it appears Ad Finem will come back to mount the defense. Already crit, geared up with some wards here, and they will just disengage as they see the TPs come.
Yep. And Outworld Devour now, Hurricane Pike and Blink, plenty of mobility. They know he's like, Sven's going to do all the damage. You just need to be around the map, getting hits off, stopping everything. Let Arteezy frontline, and you just do you.
Here we go, invisible on invisible heroes. Riki and Nyx almost crossing paths there. EG looks like they are ready to fight. They're starting to get aggressive. They're moving around enemy territory, looking for anyone just casually farming, maybe solo. And
they might find one. He could Blink take him down.
It is nighttime.
Yeah.
Yep.
They see Death Hobbit, which is a far better kill.
Absolutely.
Not yet. No, they actually were looking at the Ancients, which are stacked.
Kind of an interesting build on Thug here. Of course, he went for the Yules, picked up the plate mail for some extra armor. That is one of the weaknesses of DP, and now picking up the point booster. 2 great value items.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can last long enough to transition these into the full-blown, probably Octarine Shivas could also be the Bloodstone that you talked about.
More than likely Octarine.
But yeah, the Octarine is just so valuable on this hero.
I think the biggest thing is they have a Darkseer, but they haven't really used him. We saw him try to get in that fight, but Sumail, just with the quickest reflex I've ever seen, just stopped that completely now. EG, they can just 5-man. They're way more farm.
Skylark trying to TP home. Sumail finds him. He gets the Astral, and this should be a dead Darkseer. Ad Finem with no friends nearby. They have a tier 2 tower to TP to, but yeah, that's not happening. Skylark just obliterated.
Yeah, I don't know if they can just go push that tier 2 down now. And the thing is, Ad Finem, they wanted to be ahead, and they want to do what EG's doing by just 5-manning. They're doing a good job split pushing, but it's not going to be enough. EG can just run at your base with God Strength and take it. And yeah, if Luna's not back there, it could be bad.
Yeah,
the split pushing smart.
At this point, Sven's net worth is just so scary. You always have that Luna Shadow Demon they can rely on. We're at 25 minutes, so this is the stage of the game where Shadow Demon's illusion spam starts to get a little bit scary. EG very well equipped to deal with it. You've got AoE from Sven, big damage from the OD. They can definitely deal with illusions. And I do agree with you, Grant. I think Ad Finem are making the best out of this difficult situation. EG pressuring that tier 2 up top. They will TP home. They're looking for a catch here. Madara makes it away. Universe in the back line, though. Here we go. Both Torrent connect on the Shadow Demon. They catch Madara. He gets off the defensive disruption, but I don't know that it's going to matter. Both of them die so fast as Sumail drops the Sanity's Eclipse.
Yeah, that's the problem. You split push too much, you're just going to get picked off. And, I mean, what do you do? They're so far up on the net worth graph now. It's almost impossible.
Yeah, let's take a look at the overall chart. And oh my, it's a 7,500 net worth lead for the Evil Geniuses at the 25-minute mark. XP even more in their favor. This is starting to get out of control, Grant. How can Ad Finem get control of this game?
They need a big fight with the Darkseer, but EG, the thing is, Ad Finem's not far enough. They want a 5v5 fight too, but they're just not far enough. They know if Darkseer gets a big vacuum wall, it still just does nothing versus Warcry.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Big fatty stack here for Ad Finem. Looks like triple stack, I believe. Universe does scout it out.
Oh, they have the gem.
By the Riki. He's got the gem. They find the Riki. It's an easy setup, and a couple of right clicks will bring him down. It's another one for Sumail. 12-2 as EG continue their reign of dominance.
That's the biggest thing. They saw the stack as well. Sven wants to take this tier 2 and just go steal their stack as well. He is going to be insanely buffed. 3k gold. They're going to take this tier 2 tower. They can go top as well. They just have full control of the map because that 20-minute gem by crit.
You look at that net worth in the top left, and Sven is 50% ahead of the leading farmer for Ad Finem. The disparity is obvious at this point. You can see it in the team fights. Manta Style coming from Madara, and it looks like Thug
soul booster.
Now gets his soul booster. Yeah, getting closer to the Octarine, but still has about 2,700 gold to go.
I think we see it time and again. Sumail, goes down twice middle lane. He is by far the best comeback player, and there he goes. He is going to take the stacks. Sven, God Strength.
Yep, exactly what you talked about earlier. It's a double-edged sword for Ad Finem. The stacks are great for you, but if you hand them to Arteezy, it's a big swing.
Yep. What does he want? He has 4.5k. I think Assault Gear is pretty good here, or just a straight up crit. It really is up to him at this point.
Yeah, either of those will be great. AC amazing against Death Prophet, and the crit gives you that crazy burst damage with the Echo Saber, maybe some added incentive there. Zai picks up the Glimmer Cape on Kunkka. Good support item, of course, so a little bit of mobility and survivability for the team. Sumail also just now picking up his BKB, so that's another bout of Magic Immunity Finem will have to tango with.
Plenty of fights, and we see EG actually taking a little page out of NP's book when they play Sven. They take an objective, go back, farm 5 minutes, maybe take another objective. Just play it safe. There's no need to go crazy. There really is no need, especially when you're choking them out. You're taking their jungle, your jungle, their ancients, and both lanes. And there you go.
12k net worth lead for EG. It just keeps getting worse and worse for Finem here in this elimination match. Luna still very underfarmed, it feels like. If you look at that inventory, Arteezy now, he picks up the Crystallis, so he will go for the big hard-hitting damage burst.
Here's the big smoking. This could just be the game right here if they get the Luna kill.
Yeah, Finem needs something here. Spartan, wrong place, wrong time. Sumail finds an easy astral setup, and I think this is going to be a quick one.
Yep. even Hurricane Pikes and whatever.
Styling on him. Maybe next time farming. He could be in trouble here as well. Remember, Universe, he's the one that's got the gem.
They see him. He can't TP now. I think he knows that as well. He's like, uh-oh, I might have made a mistake. He's trying to run away.
Universe just stalking him down here.
Surrounding him. He wants him to TP, I think. He's just waiting for it. No need to break out. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Sets it up. Kunkka nearby. That'll set up a torrent into boat. And whoa, nice trick to the trade. Buys him a little bit of time to TP out. Not happening. Arteezy's here. He's got the Storm Hammer. A couple of misses in the smoke cloud, but they will indeed bring him down. Riki being a little tricky there, Grant, but not enough to survive.
Exactly. That's why he wanted to wait until he tried to TP.
Thug. He'll try to TP home.
No, he's not.
And Sumail's got it. That's an Astral.
Yep, no hurt. Nice job.
Be a solo kill, I think. BKB now popped by Sumail. He drops the hammer, gets the DP, and now Skylark so dead. 3 in the grave for Finem as EG continue their control.
This is the most classic Sumail. Die twice before like 5 minutes, and then just never die again. Outfarm almost everybody except your own Sven, and then get a double solo kill on them.
Yeah, man. Having flashbacks to that DAC tournament, that iconic tournament where he played the Storm Spirit that was completely shut down and had
0 and 4
one,
with 10 minutes,
one of the best recoveries we've ever seen. Dare I say in the history of Dota 2, Grant.
Probably.
It's up there at least.
Now they are just abusing Luna and Manta as well as Shadow Demon Illusions. That's the only thing that's keeping him in this game right now. He can just keep split pushing, cutting creeps. But once EG wants to go uphill, well, they're going to.
Yeah.
Now he's going to go for the Bloodthorn, probably the Orchid and the Bloodthorn.
Yep. A great control item. OD definitely benefits from that attack speed. This is really scary for Finem. They just lost too much control too early on. Daedalus now up on the Sven as EG moves back into the Roach Pit. I don't think Finem will be able to contest this one too easily. They're grouping up, maybe thinking about a smoke, but they will not get here close to in time. They do smoke up, however.
They do. Now they're going to see Roach. They're running top. They're like, okay, maybe running top's not the best thing. They might try to rotate around or just defend the lanes. They need to push out lanes. That's what they have to do. And it looks like Blue's actually picking up top. Thinks somebody might farm up there. But unfortunately, they have an Aegis, and they are out-farming you by 20,000 gold, so they're just going to push straight in.
Yep.
Okay, 14,000.
Still, the point is the same, though. EG ready to just end this one, it feels like. Finem, they do have great high ground defense. That's where heroes like Darkseer and Death Prophet, as well as Riki, can really shine. I think that's where Finem's at this point. They're hoping for a good high ground defense. They need a huge back wall from this Darkseer. Easier said than done, though. Look at the spread from EG. They're putting their 2 beefy cores in the front line that Finem don't want to initiate on. Of course, one of them being the Aegis carrier as well. The support's completely spread out in the far back line. They are going to try to split push this, though. Glyph comes out. They're up top, knocking on that tier 3. They've got the Exorcism. They've got Illusion. This could actually be okay for Finem. If they trade barracks here, that could be the first step into this game. To get back into this game, rather. EG hang on to the Glyph. The top barracks go down, but now down bottom, EG going to work on the barracks. They're going for tier 4s here, Grant.
They are. Oh my goodness.
Now, the back wall. It connects on quite a few. EG starting to TP back. Tier 4 taking a lot of damage. The TP comes out from Sumail. Crit gets left behind. Meanwhile, back in the base, there's the Astro onto the Shadow Demon. That'll lock him, but now back down bottom, it's Oracle. Crit will get killed here, no doubt. Shadow Demon dies up top, but Universe now getting low. Thug does not have the Exorcism any longer, and he will die. The boat is too much for him to handle. Oracle still alive, actually. Fate's Edict doing a little bit of work here. He's healing himself up. He still has the False Promise, but he gets back into the silence, can't get it off, and Finem will find that kill. All things considered, Grant, that was pretty close to the best case scenario for Finem.
Yeah, well, if they waited for maybe 1 or 2 more TPs, like if Universe TP'd got canceled by that Darkseer, that literally could have been game. But They calm down. They get one Rax, almost a tier. They did get a tier 4.
Yep,
So they're good. And that now that it pops exposed, they can't do that again. EG cannot do that. They're just going to go middle, though.
All right, Arteezy, he's got a different plan. He knows there isn't a glyph. He pops the God Strand.
Oh,
Nice disruption. Does he have any friends nearby? Skylark inbound. BKB popped. Arteezy getting low. The Demonic Purge slowing him down. Now EG joins the party. Tricks of the trade. Helps set up the kill. EG forced back. The tier 3 tower is still standing. They need to be careful here.
yeah, they do. And that was interesting. He popped BKB. He wanted Sumail to force step him, but obviously if you're BKB'd, not even a friendly can help you there, and that's rough.
Yeah, great call. Aegis still on the OD. One of those situations where you kind of wish it was on the Sven there.
That was really strange by Arteezy. Just going, he blinked in, like he was going to get disrupted before the tower. He blinked in and got instant disrupted, so he actually kind of helped out at Finem there.
Mm-hmm. So tier 2 tower still standing mid for EG. Probably at least some of the reason why Finem decided to go for tier 4s rather than just rotating mid and trying to take a second lane of barracks. Of course, they did kill that one tier 4 tower. Yeah. And EG didn't even use the glyph during that defense, which I found a little bit strange. Maybe just saving it in case they get into some sort of a weird throne race scenario there, but might have been able to buy themselves a little more time.
I think it's fine. As long as you have one tier 4 up, you need that glyph. If they know your glyph's down, they could actually just straight up run top lane and do it. Okay. They're obviously still quite underfarmed against EG. EG with just a little.
That's a big bump though, Grant. From 15k to 10k, 4 to 18. You look at that hero kill score and you think EG has this easy, but Finem going out with a bang here and putting up a big fight.
It's strange. Arteezy didn't pop Godstrength bottom for a while. He's like, well, maybe we are going to defend top, but perfect positioning by Slark. And we see why that what's the name? Darkseer has been banned out so much against them. Like, yeah, they're down 418, and they now have the Rax and tier 4 advantage.
So what item is Spartan working on here on that Shadow Demon? He's holding on to a Perseverance, which is not an item you see in the inventory of Shadow Demon
probably.
too often. Just straight Lotus?
Just straight Lotus.
All right.
Good. And now Luna has a butterfly because of that fight. That's actually huge. They got the tower, the 2 Rax. He probably got all those kills himself.
Butterfly on Luna, and also now the Guardian Greaves up on the Darkseer.
The only problem is, I mean, Bloodthorn obviously counters Butterfly well. He does have Manta to take it off, so it's going to be all about timings here. And Sumail probably knows that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Absolutely. Daedalus completed on Arteezy. Now the BOT is also coming out on Sumail's Outworld Devourer. Riki Maru hiding up here. And EG did hang on to the gem after that fight. I think Universe still has it, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he certainly does. And Aghanim's also on the way for him. Booster up. Spartan, he could be in trouble. Demonic Purge comes out first, but there's the Stormhammer right into Impale from Universe, and a couple of love taps there from that Echo Saber.
And look at, he's going to try to stop the creep wave here. I think that's smart. Oh, he's going for the chicken.
Oh, BOT's on it. Nice pickoff here for maybe next time. That's a 4K net worth courier. What a hero.
Oh my, he just knew. I thought he was going to cut the creep wave, but he knew about the chicken more, and that's huge. Now, does Sumail even have a TP? He's bringing out the Boots of Travel. Does he just have a regular? He does. Oh,
he has the BOTs. I thought it was Arteezy's Boots of Travel.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. So, well, that could be something to look at. They are missing a Shadow Demon who's going to come up now, but bottom lane already pushed in by Luna, and Luna can push super fast with the Butterfly now, especially.
I'll tell you what, Grant, this is eerily similar to that last series EG played against Ecom. They had such a staggering lead in both of those games, and somehow were not able to close it out. And this one, not quite at that point, but it's getting there. Finem are starting to show some signs of recovery. I mean, just look at the net worth on Luna. She's now only 4K behind that Sven. That disparity was much bigger earlier in the game.
Exactly. It's nervous, and Luna hasn't even got like a BKB, a Satanic, all the survivability items, just gone almost pure damage, and she hasn't been punished after like the last 10 minutes for it.
I think BKB a likely next item on her. It's getting to that point where she needs to be able to just run into the front lines and not worry about the big stuns from the Sven, as well as the Nyx Assassin. Also, Diffusal Blade getting pretty close on the Riki. Yeah, that'll be a big pickup, no doubt.
That's huge damage. I mean, once again, Yule's on Death Prophet, Ghosts are attacking, you just tricks to the trade on Riki. That's a lot of damage you can't do anything about.
Yeah, and speaking of the Death Prophet, of course, that Octarine core has also been picked up. So now she has the ultimate pretty regularly, can use it in pretty much every fight, guaranteed. And of course, it makes her so much more sustainable with all of that healing.
Yeah, that's the problem. Advenim's doing a good job of pushing out lanes. They don't. Oh, this could be a huge kill. He gets the stun up.
Oh no, Thug in so much trouble here. It's just too much damage. The duration of the stun, he falls. Tricks the trade from Riki. Maybe next time on the run. Universe is the one carrying the gem. Sumail can't quite find him.
No buyback.
Oh,
if they know that, but Skylark doing a good job. Already pushing top. They have to. It pushes it naturally, but even quicker now. someone has to defend. But they have X marks the spot. I'm surprised they haven't been abusing. You know, someone TP, someone pushes out, X mark back. Oh, and there we go.
Okay, Zai taking heed to your advice here, Grant. He will go home, clear out this wave. EG really have to be careful of the rat. Now we're at the point where Luna plus DP in that base, they can kill that tier 4 throne so quickly.
Luna's still top.
Base race could be a real thing.
Hilarious.
Madara, she's still going. Meanwhile, back in the mid, EG get the tier 3 tower. This is all about interrupting TPs here, Grant. Wall comes down, a little bit of misfire, but EG will disengage. Luna pulls them back. Looks like he might have gotten a little chip damage on that tier 4.
Yep, quite a bit, actually.
Actually, a lot more than chip damage. That's about 3rd HP.
That's unhealable damage, my friend. No tree in this game, which is actually one of the big reasons Eon won that game.
Grant, dare I say, you are right, sir. Unhealable damage.
Yeah, we're going for that Bloodthorn now. This is just, they're doing a perfect job. Even though Death Prophet, no buyback, they just pushed in top, and Luna could just take your throne if you're not quick. Another Skylark, huge vacuum wall. Game's over.
Absolutely.
I think EG is doing a good job not overextending now, though. They're staying calm. They know they're still in the lead, albeit a small one now because of that top lane exposed. Bloodthorn up.
And also Gem on the Darkseer. So now both sides carrying a Gem. Universe won't be able to just run into the back line. He's been very aggressive with his positioning for the last 10-15 minutes of this game because he's been the Gem carrier. Now, if they catch him off guard, could be big, but this is a huge item for EG. Unfortunately, though, I mean, the Nyx Ags is really good when you're on the defensive, when you're trying to hold your high ground. Not always the best item when you're the aggressors trying to break high ground.
Which is true, but now he's a good defender. He can get X'd, get TP back, and then go in. It's
Very true. Very true.
I think that X marks the spot that's actually going to play a huge part in this game. We saw Zai stopping that top push, so they got the tier 3 middle, but that's it. Smoke.
All right, Grant. Dankfest 420 here at the 38-minute mark. EG smoke up his 5 and head down the mid lane.
They could just go straight in. No, there's an Observer.
Roche is up. This is Roche 3, so Aegis and Cheese. Possibility, if that's something EG want to go for.
That's a really scary fight because Darkseer.
Yeah, not even just Darkseer. Now Luna with Butterfly, also very scary in those kind of close quarter situations. Like you mentioned, Bloodthorn, a counter, but timing is completely key.
They're just going to fight, split push up.
All right.
Finem's just doing a great job of using that top lane. Naturally gets pushed in. They always have either Luna or Darkseer up there.
Yeah, that tier 2 tower mid, sort of the saving grace for EG right now. Not that this game would be over if they were 2 lanes of barracks down, but it would certainly make it a lot more difficult. One lane, very manageable with a hero like Sven. You can just keep pushing out the waves as such with that cleave. At Finem, all grouped up. Thought they might be thinking about a smoke rotation, but perhaps not. They're just farming, keeping it steady. BKB coming for Luna. Getting to that stage of the game where pooling for buyback might be something they want to consider. He's got the 2 core pieces there, the Ogre Club and the Mithril Hammer, but still a little short on the recipe.
Oh. Good now. There it is. The BKB, they're going to take this throw. Zumail doesn't have damage, just take it himself. Easy. Okay, he'll help out.
I like the way EG are doing this, though. They recognize that it's risky. They're putting a couple of the tankier cores in the pit and keeping everybody else outside so that they can counter-initiate in case Adfinum has some sort of a smoke rotation coming their way. But not going to be the case here. That'll be Aegis Cheese going the way of the Dire. Aegis on Sumail once more, and the Cheese...
I believe went to
not sure who picked it up. I'm not sure if he has the slot for it. No, it goes to Zai.
Zai, okay. He was just most likely hold it for somebody.
Yep. Pass the Cheese over.
Classic. Top. Oh, this could be a giant fight top.
Uh-oh, Sumail on the front line here. Maybe Adfinum can get the jump. The smoke gets broken. They know something is awry here. Back wall on 2 to get it started. Sumail pops the BKB to start off the fight. They're going in on the Darkseer. He drops the hammer, destroys the Riki, kills the Shadow Demon as well. It's a disastrous fight for Adfinum. 3 die almost immediately as EG start to back out and reset things. BKB pop for Madara as he runs, but Universe gets the stun, compliments of that Spike Carapace. Torrent off the mark. Boat will not be there either. X does not come through. Compliments of the Yules, but they've got the damage. No escape for the DP, and an ultra kill for Sumail.
Yep, luckily that fight was top, so they can't push it in quite yet. They still have a little bit of hope in him, but Sumail, I mean, that just shows they're in the game, but way more farm. Sumail, perfect item choices, still has the Aegis.
Look at that face, man. Not even sweating. Easy peasy. Casual ultra kill here at the 45-minute mark. He knows they've got this game close to the bag.
Don't see that often.
Yeah, you really don't, but a lot of base stats, very good with God's Strength, Grant. Some synergy there, and of course it makes him a lot more survivable. Buyback on the Darkseer. DP does not have it. She's in the grave for 30 seconds. Radiant do not have a glyph. Oh, wow, this is scary here, Grant.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact they're pushing in top lane, the one lane that naturally goes their way, they can't just do some crazy backdoor play because of the tier 2 middle, which is Now it comes
I
back.
like this here. They see the illusions. Arteezy does not hesitate to drop the stun. Universe follows up. They know how important it is to clear out these illusions because they do a lot of damage at this stage. Riki, Smoke Cloud trying to slow this down, but without the DP, they just can't fight. They get the tower, they get the melee barracks. They leave the range still standing as they rotate mid now. The tier 3 is already down. EG close to finding a victory here. Adfina might have one good fight left in him. Hurricane Pike, Luna gets pushed back. That hurts.
Yep.
Nice disruption to mitigate some of the damage, but...
There's the glyph now. But now they know that glyph is gone for a while. Whoa.
Okay. We'll pause here. Looks like Adfina need a quick reconnect.
Yep, and oh my, the hype's at the heat of the moment.
This game is getting really tense though, Grant. Bottom lane is dead for Adfina, I believe.
No, they still have the racks.
No, they still have the racks.
No tier 3 though.
Okay, so right now it's only a melee barracks down up top.
Yep, and now they're about to take the melee middle. They're backing out right now. So there's a lot. I mean, this is a good time to think.
It's not over yet for Adfina.
Yeah.
That's the big takeaway here. Their base is getting low. They're out of tier 3 towers, but they are still holding on to the barracks.
Yep.
There is a sign of life.
And I love this. Universe has had the money for that Aghanims, but he's just saving it.
Mm-hmm.
He's showing crit. We haven't really seen like an ultimate for him. Like,
Yeah.
it's not bad. I mean, they have 4 deaths. It's like he hasn't even needed it. The only time they lost like a fight was they weren't even there. They
Yeah.
just lost the rack.
No, you're right.
Melee goes down.
The only game I've cast with no false promise in 40 minutes. Arteezy taking some damage as they finish off the melee barracks mid. EG not so concerned about the
BKB.
range, but now BKB popped by Sumail. They want to find this kill, but a nice disruption keeps him alive. Now the blink out from the Dark Fury, hits the back wall of the back line, but Sumail still kills the Shadow Demon. Now Madara pops the BKB crit. Does keep himself alive, but getting pushed back. One more auto attack. He can't quite find it. Now the BKB is expired. Remember, Sumail still has that Aegis of Immortal. He's so low, but they can't bring him down. Skylark with a Force Staff will survive. Arteezy throws the stun, but Sumail trying to go man mode here. He'll die to the tier 4 towers. No! He's still alive, just barely. Force Staff back, Glimmer Cape. Oh my.
There goes the last melee rack. They haven't killed the range ones. They got the big ones. And
There's the Aegis though. Back on 2. Stun onto the Death Prophet. Arteezy may get left behind here. He's Silence trying to run. They commit the Exorcism for this. Arteezy needs to survive. He gets the Fake's Edict. Buys him some time here. And EG disengaged. They get a stun on the Dark Seer Universe. And this fight, Carapace, it's a mid-play from Skylark. Now the trick of the trade from Riki. EG getting repelled, but Adfina might be extending out of the base a little bit far here. Exorcism
please.
starting to run low on time, and now they turn the other way. Universe with a big stun sets up the Sanity's Eclipse, and Adfina in big trouble. 3 dead, buyback from Luna straight away, but the other 3 have no buybacks. Grant, dare I say, this could be the end for the Greek
I
squad.
believe it is. They might just take straight. There's a good for throw.
Yep.
That's going to be safe this time.
On the way, range barracks down bottom fall. I think there's still one up top, but the base is crippled without buybacks. I think hope is quickly dwindling from the eyes of
That is
Adfina.
the game right there. Luna is dead, no buyback.
Yeah, there it is. GG, well played. EG takes the game 4-31 in 43 minutes. A pretty convincing win.
Yeah.
A moment there of stress, perhaps, as they did the split push. A heartbreaker. At some point, teams have to be eliminated. We're at day 3 of this tournament, Grant, but a great showing from EG, proving every reason why they're a favorite team in this event.
Yeah, it's crazy. They lost their X. They were up like it was 4-20 exactly,